Welcome back to my channel, guys. Very nice talking to you again. Sometimes I don't make video not because I have completely no time or anything. It's just that I don't find topic I interesting to talk about. I don't want to just talk for the sake of talking, right? So today I have a topic I always want to talk about. I'm interested in, and I hope people will find it beneficial and also provide you some additional insight what my thinking is when it comes to a very important thing in life, money. Yeah, obviously nothing I say is financial advice. Don't follow me. I could be completely crazy. It's just my own opinion. You do your own research, not financial advice, okay? Money. Um, a lot of people give you a lot of opinion and suggestion or advice on money. But honestly, out there, a lot of people are just playing the political correctness too strong. They will tell you, oh, life is not about money. Money is not important. Happiness, fulfillment in life, blah, blah, blah. A bunch of reasons why you don't have to focus on money, okay? I'm trying to give you a different perspective, my own perspective. If I'm young, my sole focus is on money, generating enough money so I can live my life, so I can pursue my happiness with as little roadblocks as possible. Money enable me to do that. Money enable me to pursue the dream I want to pursue. So, a little bit background story. When I was in my early 20s, before I choose my major in computer science, I asked myself, what do I want to do? Like, do I want to, because my dream is to be an architect, right? Very romantic, architect, building, fancy building, designing it. Something I'm interested in art. I want to do art-related work. I love buildings. I love mid-century classic stuff. But then I realized, is it practical? Can I actually make a living out of it? Is there a high success rate I can make it in this field? All kinds of questions come into my mind, do my research, read tons of books. My uncle is actually owns a civil engineering company. He's a civil engineer himself. Talk to him. Do you need architect? How many architects do you have in your firm? Are they making good money? And I realized, no, they make shady money when they start. And you have to be famous to make it in this field. Otherwise, you're just a typical, employee, not have a lot of money. You're not going to make a lot of money, not able to, retire soon or anything. So it's not easy. And then I also love writing. I just learned English at that time. I love writing English literature. Wow, how fancy, right? Study English literature. Nope. Unless you're a native speaker, you really speak good English, and born and raised here, it's really hard to be an English teacher, right? Or let alone an English professor. It's ridiculous for myself. Okay, all right, so what exactly is my goal? Well, I asked myself what my goals is. My goal is to not having to worry about money, not having to live for money. And the only solution after reading all the books and all the advice and all the people I talk to is the only way to live up to get off the hamster wheel is to have enough money, right? Is to make enough money. How ironic. You want to live without the worry of money, you need a lot of money, right? So that is why I focus on, in my early 20s, what is the best way to maximize my opportunity to make a lot of money so that I can get off the hamster wheel and do things I'm interested in, like camping, hiking, getting healthy, traveling, spend time with loved ones, all that good stuff. Those are my goals. But in order to do that, I need a lot of money. So how do I do that? Well, I decided I need money to make money. So I gotta have a good job. So that's why I get into computer science. In the early 2000s, is before the tech bubble, I got a job, as an engineer making, at that time, there's no six figure. You'll be lucky to make 60,000. So I'm lucky. I make about 55,000 as my first job. I was stoked. I was really happy. At that time, my lifetime goal is to make 60K, and I started my job at 55, which is like amazing, not including bonus and all that. Work in a kind of fancy engineering building with gym, swimming pool, and all that cool stuff. I was living my dream. I love my job. It's challenging. I love programming. Love is a crazy word. I can handle it. I can deal with it. It doesn't bother me too much. So, and I'm decently good at programming. I'm not great at programming. I'm decently good. So I do programming, and I make decent money, long hours, being able to save up money to pay for a down payment for a house. So I get that out of the way because, Asian mentality is always like, you got to have your own place so that you don't have to worry about rent or it's just stability and security, right? You have your own place. You don't have to worry about getting kicked out or getting people waste rent on you. It stabilizes your potential expense, which is great. I don't have 20%, so I think I put like 15%, and I just continue to save my money and start my portfolio. Year 2000, as an intern, I already started investing, but then the tech bubble crashed, so I lose a lot of money, a lot, but not all, right? So it's okay. So I still have like 15,000. I keep rolling it, adding more monthly. My paycheck, keep on putting it in, invest it, buy stock. I didn't get into index fund, I just buy stock. So I keep buying stock, slowly and gradually building that snowball. And then for 20 years, that's what I did. 25 years, that's all I did, I fine-tuned my investment strategy, but one thing is consistent, is my goal of becoming financially independent is always my number one priority. It's not about marriage, it's not about having kids, it's not about a fancy lifestyle, it's about being independent so I don't have to worry about money, right? Because my number one fear is AI take over, nobody have good, decent, high-paid job. Well, there will always be good job, but not high-paying job, so that you can contribute a portfolio, right? So I worry about not having a high-paid job eventually. So that's why I try to kickstart my portfolio early on, let that compounding effect happen faster. My calculation, looking at spreadsheet and all that, tells me once you reach $1 million in portfolio, the snowball effect really kicks in, right? Because you can only spend so much eating out, spending on vacation. Those numbers are pretty similar for every individual. So the more money you have, the lesser impact of that to your portfolio. The bigger portfolio, it becomes irrelevant how much money you spend, because as long as you don't live above your means, you always will have more money than you need. So I keep trying to get to that 1 million. I think I reached 1 million in my late 20 and early 30, around 30 years old, 1 million. And then I reached 2 million around, I say 38, 39. Yeah. I reached 2 million. It literally is way easier. From 1 to 2 is a double. It's way easier. I couldn't imagine telling you how long it takes me to get to the first 100K. It's painfully slow. I basically have to run into a few, 4x, 3x to get to that 100K. 100K to 250 is another struggle. But from 250 to 500, I don't feel that struggle. Like it's get there pretty fast. and then the market go up and down, eventually become 1 million, right? You know the drill. Um, what am I trying to say is, everybody around you will be politically correct and tell you why money is not an object. To me, money is everything. Okay, money simply means resources, abundant resources, right? The more you have, the less you have to worry about a lot of things. Buying grocery, going to see a doctor, so and so, your family member need money to see a doctor. You don't have to worry about any of that thing, right? Your basic needs are covered. So money is so goddamn important. I don't even know how to emphasize it. Especially when layoff, economy go down, world war, famine, COVID, you name it. You may lose a job. So why is it not important? Of course it's important. Why do a lot of people make a YouTube channel? Why? Because they want to make money, right? A lot of people, they start a business, be an entrepreneur. Why? Because they want money, right? It's not just about money. It's about abundance. It's about resources. Who doesn't want a lot of resources to do what they want to do? It's just a joke if they tell you they don't. So once you have money, you don't have to worry about it. That's my number one reason I am so eager to focus on building a big pile of it, so I don't have to worry about it, right? You need to have that mindset. If you don't know the why, it's hard to convince you the how and the what. You must know the why. Why? Because it's a life-changing thing. Why do you think everybody talk about Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, who else? Mark Zuckerberg? Why do everybody focus on them? Because they have a bunch of money. Because they're rich as fuck. That's why people talk about them. They want to know how they deploy the resources, right? They're interested in how they spend their money. It's the same meaning. How they spend their money, how they deploy the resources. Same meaning. People always interested in wealthy people. Okay? A lot of people hate wealthy people because they jealous. They're not able to do it. They envy. They can't do it. They think they cannot do it. As a result, they hate people who actually did it. So you don't want to be those people. You want to be the one with money. You want to be the one with abundant resources so that you can pursue your dream and your goal with the least amount of resistance. That's it, guys. That's why we all need money. That's why we're all working our butt off, thinking day and night, talking about portfolio, return, saving. This is all about money. Money drive business. Money drive movement. Money drive productivity. It drives the dream that you dream about. Why do people go to fancy school? Higher chance to make money. Why do people marry up, a better spouse? Well, more resources. Take care of the next generation. Take care of the kids, right? Why people buy expensive car? That takes more money because a fancier car or safer car takes more money, right? It simply comes down to resources. I hate to break it to you. People say, "Oh, Joe, you're all about money." No, yeah, I mean, I'm not ashamed to say yes, because it's resources. It's abundance that with human, we are limited, right? We're a limited body, but with a lot of unlimited wants, right? Whether you use that abundance to better the world, to save world hunger, to buy yourself a fancy race car, supercar, you only can determine what you want with that resources. I cannot control it. You know who you are. You want how to spend it, how to save the world with it, how to live the dream with it. I don't care. It's not my goal. My goal is to tell you why it's important to have it. Because if you don't have it, all you do is dream about it and talk about it. But once you have it, you can actually make it happen, right? That's the difference between have and have not. When you have, you actually talk about doing it. When you don't have, you just talk about it. Yeah, so don't let other people fool you. Money is very, very important in life, especially when you're young, because time is also on your side. You can actually compounding, get that compounding effect on your side, building the portfolio as you get older in life, right? Remember Buffett, right? Make the last 40, 50% of portfolio in the last 2 or 3 years of his career, right? Because of compounding, you know, 1% of 1 billion is way better than 1% of 10,000. But you have to start early. You know, that's my goal. I keep saying when I was young, well, I'm still doing it. I spent a lot of time reading books. Um, I go to Borders, Barnes and Noble, because I want to read the latest, greatest book, financial economic books. Talk about the latest strategy based on the current market condition, right? That's what I want. I don't want to read some books from the 1965, which tech is not even available. To me, great info, but not relevant, right? So I want to read the latest. And I read a lot of books. And all the books are telling you how to get rich, different strategy. But nobody really tells you the why. The why is the most important, guys. The why is what keeps you focused. Maintain your focus in building your wealth. Building your wealth is so important because it not only benefits your own well-being, it benefits your family, it benefits your friend. Like, what? How can it benefit your friend? Very simple. If your friend in need, you can help them, right? And by being independent and self-sufficient, your friend don't have, you don't have to depend on your friends, right? It's all about having enough resources. And when you gain those financial knowledge, you can also teach your friends and make them do better, and teach your family, get them in a better place. So it's all about uh, having enough abundance so that you can pursue your dream early in life, right? Nobody want to drive a fancy sport car, you know, at 85 when you can barely do the stick shift and clutch, right? You want to start early. You want to start when your body and mind is still there, is still capable. This is why I'm going all these places, camping, hiking, traveling, all this stuff, when I'm still physically capable. You know, nobody in a dying bed and say, "Oh, I wish I do it later," or "I wish I, spend more time in meetings." Right? You want to get off the hamster wheel so that you can do whatever you want. If it means starting your own business and spend 10 hours in a meeting every day, that's a choice. But at least you have an option not to if that's not your choice. Yeah, so I'm driving to the beach again. Beautiful today. Yeah, just to make this video because I want to make this video a priority so that if you watching this in your early 20s, know that you have enough time to build a portfolio. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you. So you're not stuck in a 9 to 5 job until 65. I was always thinking like, oh my goodness, it must be the default formula to, stuck in a job from, early 20 to 65. That's the way to go. And that's how everybody do it, right? No, it's not. If you play it right, if you really focus on your goal, you can make it way earlier. I did it in mid 40s. Mid 40s. I'm happy that I did it. I can do it earlier with less money, but then the margin of safety is smaller. Meaning, with the market downturn really bad, or I'm being stupid, spend more money than I should, then I may not have enough. I don't want to run in that situation. So in my mind, having $5 million should be insufficient, right? Should be sufficient. But then the goal is really, okay, let's cut it off. I don't need to do it at 10 million. Okay, so once I reach that, I know I can take a time off, take it easy, and do my own thing. 10 million. And then once I pass 20, then I know, like, yeah, I'm really done. Then I start thinking about other priority in life, getting healthy and all that. I've been spending too much time eating. I'm not gonna lie. It's just not good. Not good for your mind and soul, all the stress. I mean, I already have a kind of less stress program manager job, but it's still stress. Not gonna lie. So understand that your life is about the time you have on this earth, and it's constantly counting down second by second. So maximize our return. Let that money work for us early on. Get that money in the market so that we don't miss out on the big green day that I talk about, like, right? All the market return usually come down to a small number of big green jackpot day, right? So you want to maximize those. And the ways to do it is to keep your money invested at all times. When market downturn come, when the market is really bad, well, very simple. Buy more. Have conviction. Study. How you have conviction? Study hard. Focus on what is important. Your money, your future, your financial well-being, focus on that. Because the more you focus, your energy, your resources on it, the higher chance you get to it. Nothing is guaranteed in life but higher chance. I always say, I'm as stupid as it gets. I'm as average as it gets. I'm nobody special. Nobody special. I'm not smarter. When it comes to investing, there are tons of people smarter than me. I'm just average at best. But one thing I'm good at is I'm being consistent. I'm being stubbornly consistent in investing and believing that one day I'll reach that number in my mind, which is 1 million, and then become 2 million, right? Things will gradually get easier. But the goal is start early. Can't emphasize that enough. Start early. So that's for people in 20s. In your 30s, not too late. You're not too late. You may not be able to reach like 100 million, some fancy number. You may not be able to do that. However, you still can reach a decent enough number that you will be very proud of, like 5 million, 10 million. Those numbers are totally obtainable. Totally. You just have to focus on doing that, you know? Don't, when people, I still remember when I was, in college, a lot of people will say, hey, let's go on this trip together. Japan trip, right? Fans together, go together for 2 weeks. Young career people, they have money now, they can go on these trips, build those experience. I'm like, no, I can't. I'm saving money. I'm working on saving my money. Why would I want to do that? So people will call me crazy, try to, live below your means. I don't really go out and spend expensive amount of money on meals. So I just save money, devote 60-70% of my paycheck to my portfolio, gradually building, learning about the company I own so that I can understand, is it worth owning more or should I put in some other company? Keep building that tougher skin. I call it tough skin. The more tough skin you got, the more you can withstand the weather, right? You build that mindset of focus on investing. It takes training, really, because early on in life, it's very easy to just say, oh man, I'm scared. I'm scared and I'm not buying. As a matter of fact, I should sell because I'm scared. However, when you get older, you realize, oh, things will actually go back up. Short-term gain, long-term pain. Short-term pain, long-term gain. So now I don't really have to worry about, market condition, short-term pullback, all that stuff. Why? Because I've seen it all. I'm not a newcomer when it comes to investing. I invest 25 years, not really long, not 40, 50 years, 25 years. I've seen a lot already, and I know where things can get worse before it get better, right? But those are the buying opportunity. But if you just start out, you wouldn't know, right? You wouldn't know at all. You just freak out and sell and never go back investing. You don't want that. You want to see through those pain for a moment and build a conviction, build a tougher skin. Okay? So those are the stuff why I want to talk about today is money. Money is important. Don't let people tell you money is not important. There are only two people who say money is not important. First one are the people who never made it. They don't want you to be successful. They have a resentment to it because they don't have it. The second group of people is, who are the second group of people? Haters. They just hate on everything. They hate on you having more. They hate on the world. It's always other people's fault, never my fault. It's always other people's fault. Having more money, bad. Money is the source of evil. You're chasing the wrong thing. No, I'm chasing abundant resources. What am I? That's a form of money, just different terms for money. I'm chasing abundant resources so that I can maximize my potential in what I want to do, right? This is why in X, I put my slogan there is called, don't chase money, don't be obsessed with money, but be obsessed with what money can do to accomplish your goal, right? Because ultimately, money is just a form of, storage of currency. It's just a store value, right? It doesn't have end goal in itself. The end goal is what the money can do. In this case, I focus on three things. I want to maximize my life experience, traveling, hiking, things I want to do, go outside and do things. Also, maximizing my happiness to spend with my family and friends, relatives, because if I have more abundance, I can share with others, and they don't have to worry about money too. And third, to continue to learn and maximize my return with my portfolio. Because to me, if you stop learning, you're outdated. Just like, who, Warren Buffett. You stop learning, you get outdated. Now you become, I'm not into tech. I don't know about tech. That's bullshit, right? Everybody's capable to learn. You just want to give an excuse not to get into that area. But I digress, okay? The most important thing is to work on your path to accumulate wealth so that you don't have to worry about not having enough resources. Especially in the AI world, it's going to be so tough. It's going to be so difficult to get a high, decent paying job so that it allows you to snowball, right? It's very difficult. It's increasingly difficult. That's why you start early. You don't give up. You don't give up, it cannot be done. I'm not even bothered. That's not the right attitude. The right attitude is, have a sense of urgency. I should do it now. Now better than later. Okay, those are my advice for 20, 30, 40s. 40s, you have to really have a sense of urgency, right? You don't have too many times. You have like 20 years. Let's say you have to retire at 65. You have 20-something years, not a lot of time. So if it was me, I would completely lower my current cost of living, or even consider moving to an area that is cheaper to live, less tax, lowest cost of living area. If you can work from home, I absolutely will move to like Midwest and all that, where houses is like 150,000, and they still pay decently because they work from home, right? and then start maximizing 80%, 75, 80% money into retirement fund. And hopefully your company retirement 401k allow you to buy individual stock so you can really maximize in a few great company. Do your own research. I'm not going to tell you to buy what. That's not the goal of this video. Yeah. In your 50s, basically your time of building tremendous wealth is gradually slowing down now. So you have to think about, okay, secure your cost of living. Make sure in the next 10 years you feel comfortable, settle into a cost of living area, location, and cost that you're comfortable with. You have to, if you're now living over your means, maybe it's time to gradually lower your cost of living to a mean that is sustainable. Or move, I see a lot of people move to like Philippines or Thailand or Southeast Asia, which is like way cheaper. That's not a bad thing to do, right? Basically, you want to lower your cost of living so it's sustainable. When you're 60, I'm not 60. I don't want to teach people in the 60 because they know better than me. If you're able to make it to 60, you probably know better than I am. So these are the advice I want to give to people who are still building wealth, building a portfolio. Focus. Be consistent. Focus on money, making a lot of money. I'm not going to tell you what, how, and all that. Up to you. This is all about the why, right? Because a lot of people out there just telling you some bullshit and say, oh, money is not important. It's not a source of happiness. Blah, blah, blah. It's all freaking lie. It's all a lie. Money is abundance. Money is simply let you fulfill your dream without this important trade-off, which is time. You don't have to give up your time, aka your life, for it, right? You need money to make money for you. And in order to have money, making money for you, you have to have a lot of them so that it snowballs. I learned that in my early 20s. It's so important. I learned that lesson in my early 20s, and it changed my life. And the book I read for that, I think, is Millionaire Next Door, where they talk about the people who overachieve, how they live their life, and how they treat money. They save it. They save and invest it. They put it away and invest it. A lot of them, gradually. They don't buy fancy car. They don't buy Mercedes. They don't buy Rolls Royce. They buy a Toyota at that time. If you read the book, you know what I'm talking about. Buy the car that's lower than $25,000, and the rest of the money, invest. That's it. That's very simple. Once you know that this is your mission in life, you find your way to make it happen. Okay, as long as it's legal, with integrity, benefit people around you. Don't do harm to people around you. Focus on that goal. And don't let other people tell you money is source of evil. If you do evil, people do evil because a lot of times they don't have money, right? They don't have enough, so that now they're getting greedy and do evil things. If you have an abundant life, you have unlimited resources available to pursue your goal, why would anyone do evil things, right? They're not going to do. The chance of that is lower, right? So abundance is so important. And I'm so happy that Tesla is focusing on, what is it? Abundance? Sustainable abundance. It's like, I always think about Elon's mission is already amazing, right? Sustainable energy future for the world. Amazing. How can they top that? Shit, now I think about it. Sustainable abundance. My goodness. Mind-blowing. I can't even come up with a better term because it's all about abundance for the world, right? Why Middle East fight? Fighting for resources and land, right? Why China and Taiwan fight? Land, sovereignty, power, chips, money, resources. It's all about money, guys. The more you have, the less you have to worry about. The more you have it, the less you have to worry about it. I love it. Yeah, every day when I wake up, I don't have to worry about money. I don't have about, oh, do I have enough money to eat? Do I have enough money to pay my mortgage? Do I have enough for my kids' college fund? Do I need to worry about that? No, you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. That's instant joy in your mind. Like, oh shit, I don't have to worry about. I just have to worry about where to go, where to have fun, where to spend my time. If I who I need to help, who needs help. You know, how can I improve people around me? How can I work out? How can I improve my own health? You know, focus on the important things. You know, those are the reason why you need money. I guess I talk a lot about money today. Yes, it is because it's important. Yep. So I can go walk. You know, get tired. All right, get some food. Done. Go home. Take care of the family. They're all happy. They know they have enough resources. Nobody have to stress about anything. You know, the comfort, the safety is important. It's important. It's so important. Don't treat money as evil. We all need that to accomplish our goal. Oh, I don't even know how long this video is. So, yep. I want to hear your opinion about money. I don't care about how you make it, what you do with it. All I care is why and how you think about money. What do you think about money? Is it important to you? Is it not important to you? Do you like it? How? Tell me more about it. I want to learn. That's it. Extremely long video, but I think that's all I want to get off my chest is, yeah, money is important. Don't let other people tell you otherwise. It's just stupid. All right, talk to you later, guys. I'll probably make another video when I find something interesting to talk about. Thank you.